Welcome students, I'm going to take you on a journey to meet the people of Loreal. Loreal's motto is create the beauty that moves the world. The people behind Loreal want to provide a safe and amazing product for you guys to experience. They want to let your beauty shine through. I spent my first 2 weeks in the training department at Loreal. Stacy Grubel is the Senior Manager of Manufacturing Projects. Stacy is a master of her craft. She runs a superior training program that ensures the safety of everyone at the North Little Rock plant. Loreal's motto is safe at work, safe at home. Stacy embodies these principles. She goes above and beyond to maintain quality and efficient training for all employees at Loreal. This training program has provided ways for employees to grow. Stacy's training program has created opportunities for employees to advance their positions within the company. Stacy leads by example, demonstrating teamwork, collaboration, and creates a sense of value and appreciation for her coworkers. There are several members of Stacy's team that make these training opportunities possible, and I have the pleasure of working with all three of them. Adrian is an intern for the summer and will return to school for his senior year in environmental engineering. Rashad works for Loreal in the training department and has been key to my success this summer. He is a fabulous videographer and helps build training manuals. He is a great team player and enjoys working to help everyone on the team. Andy is a chemical engineer and is interning with Loreal for the entire year. She has helped me in many projects throughout my time here. I spent my last 4 weeks in the quality lab, where I consider these my people, fellow chemists who have a love of science as I do. Candace is the lab manager and is an inspirational leader. She maintains a cohesive team and embodies what true leadership is. She does this by being supportive to the whole lab. She leads by example, and whenever the team needs assistance, she will fill in to assist her colleagues from falling behind and getting samples tested. Candace values her team's contribution and will ensure they have everything they need to run the experiments in the quality lab. The collaboration is what drives the group and allows everything to run smoothly. Great communication is the key to making Loreal the wonderful place it is to work. Jennifer Kuhn is a senior chemist and the backbone of the quality lab. She is the most versatile member of the team, working to ensure all the products and raw materials are effectively tested properly. Jennifer bounces from raw materials to the analytical lab to the bulk lab and on occasion finished goods. Under certain situations, she also fills in for the micro lab. She has been employed at Loreal for the last 19 years and is an exceptional leader, employee, and mom to everyone in the lab. Jennifer wears many hats in which she uses her lab skills testing products, communication skills when holding meetings with executives, and problem-solving skills when certain products are not meeting regulations. She is a wonderful communicator with her colleagues and a very skilled problem solver. These qualities make her an essential part of Loreal's success at the North Little Rock plant. Next in the quality lab is Caden, a biologist who works with the raw materials in the quality lab. She occasionally fills in for the bulk lab when needed. Caden has learned many skills on the job and loves working to provide safe products to the consumer. She has great technique in the lab and is great at matching colors to meet specifications for new products and ones that need color adjustments. Safety and knowledge of how chemicals interact with one another is essential in her job, and she uses technology to validate that the correct compounds are present in the raw materials before processing batches of cosmetics. When I asked Caden what is the best part of her job, she replied the people and the culture of the plant. She wants to ensure that consumers are getting quality products. Susanna is another chemist that works in the quality lab, and she is a dynamic firecracker, living her best life at Loreal. She loves makeup, and it has been her dream since high school to work at Loreal. Chemistry was always a challenging subject for her, but she had a passion for makeup and persevered through college with a degree in chemistry. Her passion for working with cosmetics and making sure that quality products reach the consumer has been a lifelong dream of Susanna's. She works both in the analytical lab and raw materials side of the lab. So many students go into a field because of money or prestige, but passion can be a driving force to accomplish your dreams. Susanna is an asset to this team and is a positive advocate for the success of Loreal. Eric is also a chemist on the Loreal team in the quality lab. He is an analytical chemist in charge of ensuring that the finished goods meet Loreal standards before they can be released and sent to the distribution center. Eric tests to ensure the correct amount of preservatives are present in the product using an HPLC. He does centrifuging of concealer, and he also does a shear test that tests the force on lipsticks. This is only a few of the things that Eric does on a daily basis. Many times products are waiting in the warehouse for release, but the quality lab always prioritizes the quality and standards of L'Oreal before releasing any finished goods. This is the microlab. This is where they test for various strains of bacteria. Bree is a microbiologist who works to ensure the safety and care of all the consumers that produce a L'Oreal product. Her lab is well organized and held to a high standard to ensure that nothing is contaminated when preparing samples to test for various strains of bacteria. Bree takes pride in her job and is always early, ready to prep samples so her colleagues do not fall behind. She is one of the fastest micropipetters I have ever encountered. L'Oreal is a place she feels valued and appreciated for the knowledge she brings to the company. Bree is working on many research projects. She is a problem solver and creative thinker with great lab techniques. This is Castle. He recently has joined Bree's team as another microbiologist. Castle works very early hours to try to prep the samples so that Bree and the rest of the team don't fall behind. He is an exceptional worker and takes pride in what he does. This is the hygiene department, composed of Brooke, who is the senior manager, and her teammates Justin and Michael. One of the most fascinating things I got to experience while visiting the hygiene department was sitting in on a meeting that Brooke Mansfield led. It was encouraging to see how the whole team worked together using a Solvus board and a program in which they took a situation that had arisen and were trying to solve the problem. Everyone in the group had access to the Solvus board and were able to brainstorm and type in the why they thought the problem occurred. They went through the whole process, everyone having a voice, and were able to come to a conclusion as to the problem that occurred and the why behind it. As a teacher, that was very encouraging to see the collaboration and the fact that everyone contributed to the overall solution. She led a great meeting, and I was very inspired by it. I spent a day with Justin and Michael. Justin took me in the morning and showed me all around the processing area and where they have to be responsible for making sure that their processors are keeping the units clean and figuring out and troubleshooting the best case scenarios to ensure that they have the best equipment and that it's all running efficiently so they can process both mascara, powders, and different products that run through the L'Oreal plant. Michael is a biologist on the hygiene team, and I spent the afternoon with Michael learning all about powders. He took me to the raw material side, showed me and taught me how they measure and weigh raw materials and all the safety protocols that are followed throughout the plant to ensure the safety of all members of the team. Then he took me through the process of where they mix the powders to create the bulk that's used in the cake press. Following the cake press, he took me down the production line and explained how all of the powders are packaged. The hygiene department is responsible for ensuring not only the safety of the North Little Rock plant, but also the safety of the consumers and making sure nothing gets into the product that could harm or cause problems with the manufacturing process. This is the ACTAS lab where they pilot new products and make any adjustments when needed. Color is extremely important when working in this lab. You have to be innovative, creative, and a problem solver. This is Stacy Blau. She is a chemical engineer at Loreal and a color extraordinaire. She is creative, colorful, and a great communicator. Stacy is very versatile and runs an incredible department where she works countless hours matching new products and troubleshooting problems. Stacy loves working at L'Oreal, but that does not stop there. She has a passion for developing new products and shows that passion all over Arkansas at various STEM events. She maintains the highest standards and criteria for people who work in her lab. I spent the day with Stacy learning about color and how it affects skin tone, complexion, and how light refracts off the samples. She can create any shade of color imaginable. She has created a bridge between science and art. This is Amanda and Dorsey. They are key members of Stacy's team. They assist her in color matching, making new pilot products, and working at various STEM events. They are crucial to her success. This is Sherry Little. She is the matriarch of the plant. She makes sure all things are running. She works under Lori, who is the plant manager, and Sherry is the one that handles everything. She is the candy mom to everybody. She takes care of all the employees and she makes sure everyone has what they need. This plant could not run effectively without Sherry. Now I want to tell you about the production line. This is where I spent the first 2 weeks of my time at Loreal. I got to know several of these employees, and they are wonderful individuals. They work hard every day to ensure that all the packaging is packaged properly and that everything moves smooth through the production line. Without these unsung heroes, the plant could not be as effective as it is. They work very hard to promote L'Oreal and provide the best quality products that get shipped out of the North Little Rock plant. They really are the unsung heroes that make this plant effective and working efficiently. This is Elaine Jackson. She is the Assistant Vice President of Manufacturing, Supply Chain, and Logistics. Elaine is a vital part of the success of the STRIVE program. Without Elaine's support and work to schedule teachers at the plant, this opportunity would not be available to teachers. Elaine is an engineer who works to ensure L'Oreal has the raw materials and supplies to process all of the cosmetics at the plant. Without her leadership and team, the North Little Rock plant could not process all of the consumer products they maintain at this plant. She is a critical thinker, great communicator, and most of all, a team leader.